Today we're making a ground turkey meatloaf and the cutest stuffed pumpkins.
Hi, I'm Angie. Welcome back to Dinner and a Side. You know, we're all about helping you get dinner on the table fast. My sister and I are whipping up a super tasty main dish and side that you can add to your weekly menu. Laura's definitely not a fan of meatloaf, but even she will like this ground turkey meatloaf. It's juicy and packed with flavor.
I'll make an exception just this once because it's turkey and not ground beef.
Wow, okay. Well, you're not gonna regret it because this meatloaf is gonna be delicious. I can't wait to tell Mom and Dad. They're never gonna believe it. You're gonna need a loaf pan for this recipe. But if you don't have a loaf pan, don't worry. You can always shape the loaf by hand and place it on a baking sheet lined with parchment paper. Start by preheating the oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm gonna start with the ground turkey in a large bowl. I'm using an 85-15 mixture. Turkey is a very, very lean meat, so we're going to be adding more moisture to make sure that this meatloaf comes out juicy and delicious. Add the breadcrumbs, onion, garlic, milk, egg, Worcestershire sauce, thyme, oregano, salt, and pepper. Mix it just until it's combined. You do have to be a little careful. You don't want to overmix it. That's one of the reasons that meatloaf comes out dense and unappealing.
Dense meatloaf?
No.
I've got these two cute little pumpkins here. I'm gonna make 2 single servings. You can make as many as you want with as many pumpkins as you want. Here's some good news when you're making this recipe. The pumpkins will cook for about 30 minutes in the oven at the same temperature as the meatloaf, so go ahead and put them in there together. First, slice the tops off the pumpkins and scrape out the seeds. I just use a spoon, give them a good scrape on the inside. There are a lot of seeds in these pumpkins. Now we can coat the insides with some olive oil and we'll season them with a little bit of salt and pepper. You can just run your fingers around on the inside of the pumpkin. These will have to bake initially for about 20 minutes without the filling in them, so go ahead and put them on your baking sheet and get them ready for the oven.
We're back to the meatloaf. I'm just gonna give the loaf pan a light spray of cooking oil. And the ground turkey mixture is ready, so we're just gonna pour it right into the pan. Pat it down just a little bit, not a little bit. Packing it too much is another way to make it dense. Brush the ketchup evenly over the top of the meatloaf. This helps lock in the flavor and the moisture. Bake this for 60 to 70 minutes or until the internal temperature reads 165 degrees Fahrenheit or 75 degrees Celsius. If you have your pumpkins in there like I do, just slide this to the side. Hey, that's my part done. Let's go check in with Laura.
While the pumpkins are cooking is a great time to make the filling. Heat a skillet with oil on medium heat. Then you can add the onions and cook them for about 3 minutes. After that, we'll add the garlic and cook that just for about 30 seconds. We don't want it to burn. So you can choose the ingredients that you want to add to your filling. You can use all kinds of different things. Just choose whatever makes you happy. The ingredients I'm using are kale, cranberries, walnuts, and dried thyme. Cook that for another 5 minutes. Now you can add half the cheese. I'm using Gruyere, but feel free to use anything that you like. Stir that up a little bit, then remove it from the heat. We can get the pumpkins out of the oven now. Oh, look at that, they're perfect. Fill them up with the mixture. You can pack that down a little bit, then top them up with remaining Gruyere cheese. And bake them for another 8 minutes to get the filling nice and hot.
The meatloaf should be done by now, but I'm going to check with the thermometer just to make sure. Yep, 165 degrees Fahrenheit. It's perfect. Let's take it out. It just needs to rest for about 10 minutes before slicing.
The pumpkins are ready too. Let's plate it up.
Slice this into about 1.5 inch pieces.
What a fun fall meal. It looks delicious.
Laura and I hope that you enjoyed this hearty fall meal. If you make it at home, be sure to leave us some feedback in the comments. And if you have time, we'd love it if you'd watch another video before you go.